Hey, my name is Sparky. Um, I've been wanting to do this accent tag thing for a long time. I just kind of, you just forget about it or whatever. But I saw another one come up, and I've just been really wanting to do it. I know it's like 6 years late, but I'm from Washington State. Before I get into, the questions and the words, just want to explain a little about myself. I am a natural mimic. Or maybe I work at it. I just like to um, just work on accents and dialects and stuff like that. In high school, I took 4 years of German, 2 years of Spanish. Worked on a job for about a year and a half where a lot of Russians or Ukrainians, and they were speaking Russian, and so I just wanted to just communicate, just because that's the kind of person I am. Like, I like to learn about languages and cultures and all that stuff. And I don't know why I'm looking over here, but uh, so yeah, I mean, and then I was in the Marine Corps, so I came across every accent you could think of uh, in America. I mean, from American Polynesian accents to Creole to Kakalaki to like Appalachian. Like, I mean, and that's just the stuff that I like. I spent 6 months working with a guy from South Chicago, and he loved the Bears, the baby Bears. He didn't like the White Sox. You know, he was from South Chicago. He was Chicano, so there's a little bit of, you know, the Mexican accent on there, and a really good buddy. We still talk and stuff. He's one of the few guys where in the Marine Corps that I really connected with, and so I worked with him 12 months, night shift, just him, and that's all I heard was the accent. So it's just I'm just like picking it up, but it's just that's just the type of person I am. So, and I hope that these other accents that I do and naturally mimic, sometimes I do it unwittingly when I'm watching TV shows, British shows. I really like the Irish accent. Kind of just right now diving into, there's like 20 something different accents just in Great Britain. There's actually more than that, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I mean, it's just interesting to see people speaking the same language, but they're kind of not, but they are. I mean, but anyways, let's get into the words. So in Washington State, um, the last 20 years, well, I'd say the last 30 years, there has been a lot of people moving up from California, and we're a big military state, so there's a lot of influence from the South and the Midwest. Um, Coincidentally, or not coincidentally, a lot of it is due from the wars that we have. Certain time periods, there's kind of an influx of people that move here because they really like it here. Um, it's kind of an all-round state. Yeah, we get um, the whole hippie thing or whatever, but it's. I mean, there's really not much difference between our hippies and hillbillies up here, to be honest. I'm kind of both. So, I mean, I'm in a large shed right now. This is where I live. It's a big ass shed, but I'm doing the small home thing, and I'm liberal minded. But anyways, let's get into this. So the first word is, I'll probably say it correctly and then say it the way we say it in Washington. The word is aunt, but we say ant. It's just straight up ant. um, there's a roof, which is, I believe, the proper pronunciation, and we say roof. So it's like oof, roof. Um, in Washington, I've watched some other videos. Other people do this too. We say both route and route. If we're gonna go on the road, that's the route we'll take. What route are you taking? Or Yeah, route. Sorry. sometimes a little dyslexic. We say route for like which route are you taking on the road. But if we're like gonna go off in the woods, it's like which route are you taking? It's more like um, trails or you know what I mean. Like it's really weird how we do that. Um, so it's like Route 66, route uh, Dingleberry Trail. I know. I'm hoping to make this as comedic as possible. The old timers in Washington State. The next one is Wash. The old timers would throw a little R in there. It's not like how they say it in the South where it's Warsh. It's more like a Warsh. It's like Washington. Okay, I live in Washington State. It's very slight, and I say it because my grandpa said it. But most people say Washington or Wash. Um, then there's oil, theater. I've heard people say theater and yeah, we do pronounce the A in there. So theater. A lot of people is theater. Um, iron, salmon, caramel. It's not caramel, or caramel. It's caramel. For some reason, the E's, like for example, egg. Most Americans pronounce egg. We pronounce it egg. I don't know, egg. We also do this with bag, as in beg, but not beg, like begging for food. We will say begging for food. It's something that is actually, I guess, unique to Washington State and closer to Seattle area. And we do have a lot of influence from California. I think the way our words are, because we're West Coast, it's a little more laid back. So it's not like the South where they have a drawl, even though it's just kind of more mellow, and we do cut out letters in words. Where was I? Fire, water, sure, data. I say data or data. Ruin, crayon. A lot of crayons out there in America, but we just say straight up crayon. Give me the crayon. How many crayons you got? We say New Orleans, pecan. Some people say pecan up here. I just wonder if that's because of large military influence. In Washington, we don't say both. We say both. For some reason, we throw an L, like a slight L in there, so it's both of you guys. Both. When I say it like that, it sounds kind of goofy, but it's both of you guys, both of us. Again, we don't say probably, we say probably, and most of the time I hear people say probably or probably. Probably not, probably so. We say probably. I just want to remind people, not all of us do. There's a lot of people that have different influence. And like I said, there's been a lot of people moving up here the last 30 years. I'm 35, so I'm kind of, I still got the older Washington still kind of like residing in my mind, and when I hear things and remember things. Let's see. So I was at probably. Spitting Image, Alabama. Lawyer. This is another one. We say lawyer. Coupon. It's not coupons, it's coupon. Q. Uh, mayonnaise. We don't say mayonnaise. We don't say. That's a funny one too. Mayonnaise. We just drop the O and it's just bam, bam. It's syrup. It's supposed to be syrup, but it's syrup. Um, pajamas. That's a. We say the MAS at the end is quite quick, or it's like chopped. It's pajamas, not pajamas. Pajamas. Cot. Let's see, cot. Yeah, we say cot. It's like a sleeping cot. We don't say cot. Cot. um, there's a lot of other words after I've read this list that I've been starting to think about that we say different. And they say we don't have an accent up here. It's very generic, which it is. Although I guess it's from your point of view. If you're in the South, I don't have an accent. You know what I mean? So, I guess it's all from your perception. But as far as the world and just people in general, it's probably the most generic accent there is. Naturally. And then there's aluminum. I've heard people say aluminum. And envelope. There's some other words that I just wanted to catch up on. Dawn and dawn. We say dawn as D-O-N, dawn, and then there's dawn, D-A-W-N, which is the female form of it, and we say dawn. We don't say dawn, it's just dawn. So that was pretty much it. And then egg and egg. I guess we're the only ones that say egg. Okay. Questions. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? TPing. What is the bug that when you touch it, it curls into a ball? We call them potato bugs up here. Probably because Idaho's right next door and they're not the only ones who make potatoes. Washington, we make a lot of potatoes, and so does Oregon. We also have roly-poly. That's another word for it. I heard one gal, she had 3 different things for it, and I never heard any of them. But yeah, potato bugs is what we use mostly up here, and roly-poly. Fine, the little kids use roly-poly, and as an adult you call them potato bugs. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? Pop. It's a pop. My buddy from Chicago would say a pop. You grab me pop. What do you call gym shoes? Sneakers. What do you say to address a group of people? It's pretty much you guys. Although the West Coast, I mean, we use everything. We'll say, we just kind of, any greeting, we say y'all, or you guys. But it's not y'all, it's you all. Hey, you all. What do you call the kind of spider or spider-like creature that has an oval-shaped body and extremely long legs, a daddy long legs? I've never heard it called anything else. Although I understand other people call it something else, depending on where you're from. What do you call the wheeled contraption in which you carry groceries at the supermarket? I mean, a cart? A grocery cart? Pretty much. We just call it a cart, grocery cart. What do you call it when it What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? It's a sun shower. Um, in Washington State, we call that a Wednesday. Or every day. Um, so, the last question is, what is the thing you change the TV channel with? It's a remote. I understand it's a remote. People call it clickers, the changer. But here it's a remote. We're in a remote location. Not even remotely interested. So yeah, that's it. 15 minutes, holy crap. Well, I am gonna call it quits there. But, yeah, any, fellow Washingtonians, want to add on to it. I'm not trying to speak for everybody, but, that's pretty much how I do it. So yeah, eat some bacon and eggs. And don't let your dog beg. So have a good one.